Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finals of the Empire Wars tournaments, part of the Ezad Grand Tour Season 3. Game number 1 will be played on New England between Ezad and Akin. We have Akin playing as the Ethiopian civilization, spawning to the northeast of the map in the colour red, where his opponent, playing in the colour blue, spawning to the southwest of the map, is Ezad, and he's playing as the Indian civilization, spawning down into the southwest. I've seen Ezad play India every single round so far this tournament, and we've been following Ezad quite closely. Likes to open obviously with the Agra Fort. Castle is you have an outpost wagon, so that's how you make good use of that. I believe Akin's got a wagon elsewhere, but I don't really know what's happened or where it is. I feel like he should have a wagon, but maybe the Africans don't, because they can train stuff. I don't know. I'll have to find out. Looks like Akin's already sent himself his first shipment, going to be the two Vils and the Abun. Abun moving out to get on some gold mines, it looks like. Empire Wars wagon moving forward, and that's probably going to be dropping down into a trading post as we see. Yes. For you guys not in the know, Empire Wars is a fast-moving game style. You start with enough resources to go to the first stage straight away. That way, Asian civilizations can drop their age 2 wonder and not be at a disadvantage. Shipments come faster, and every age up and shipment you receive bonuses. So Empire Wars wagon with every shipment, and on the age up to the second age you get another wagon. Age up to the third you get a town centre wagon, and to the fourth you get 2 wagons. No, pardon me, age up to the second age I think you get a shipment actually. I think that's how it works. Just promotes fast, active game styles. And it's like both players here going to go onto the trade line here. Ezad taking 1 trading post. Akin moving on to the line with double TP. Sent himself 700 wood, card number 2 in age 2. So he has quite a lot of wood crates behind it. It does start to gather them up. Defensive watchtower, but it's making desert raiders. These guys, I believe, are gold-based units, so not seeing the synergy here with the 700 wood. Maybe he might have actually might have way too much wood to deal with it. I suppose at the moment in the game, but these cattle are so skinny that they're not worth selling at the market just yet. That's where the wood comes in to get get onto the trading line a bit easier, upgrade into a stagecoach, and maybe move forward. We see a dock here from Ezad. Ezad dropping double dock as well, actually. Does have Empire Wars wagon for maybe a third dock. I'd assume he's going to a castle wagon. Yeah, he's actually going castle or dock. He's moving this wagon into a fishing boat onto the middle island. Interesting stuff to play there. We do see a age 2 fort being built by these wagons, being about trying to take control of the train lines. So it looks like India here going for more of an economic play style here, whereas Africa, the Ethiopians, maybe a little bit more heads up, a bit more aggressive, want to say map and play it more of a kind of a, I don't say traditional route, but the Ethiopians, they're not an eco-civ. They are all about military, strong infantry here. Realistically, the only cavalry is coming from the outlaw raiders from the outpost, but that outpost is at home defensive. War camp is up, and they meet going to some more gas Kenyas. Does have a lot of wood available for it from that 700 wood. Is this yeah, that's a granary upgrade. I'm just thinking, where is the stagecoach line that hasn't been researched? And I think if you're going for this kind of mid-map committal, the faster you get stagecoach, just the better it is. And actually, yes, it is a villager and the outpost and the Empire wagon. The wagon built the castle and the villager built the dock. So triple dock here from Ezad behind. Let's look at his deck. Does it convey a water idea? Yes, it has. He's gone for himself. He's probably opened up with distributism into East Indiamen in transition, foreign logins, 700 wood. There's a lot of wood available here for Ezad, which is going to help drive this boat production a little bit faster. We do see a desert raider raid behind. 7 cav going behind. The upgrade's still not in yet for the Ethiopians. I'm sure it's being researched right now. Yes, it's being clicked about 25% the way through, 15 seconds in. Takes a minute to research if you guys did not know that one. More cattle's being trained. These guys are quite expensive. I think like 100 coin a pop when you build them. So, and by the time it takes them to fasten up, is it really worth the investment to build them? I'm not too sure, but these guys with siege damage are going to get a nice raid here. These will get killed 5 shots. Sepoys do get called in to defend. I think 2 villagers go down there from Ezad. Overall, momentum with the Ethiopians, but I'm worried that this water boom here is unchecked and will be going a bit crazy. Monastery being dropped here, and Has the coin been sent to the castle? Was that planned? I would rather think you'd want the coin underneath your town centre. Extra wagon at home to help defend. Go monastery here for the XP. I suppose you want the shipments and you can't get onto the line. You know that the Ethiopians taken it. So you get yourself your own monastery. But can't help but think another outpost is always... I can't help but think the outpost here is just the buildings you want as India. Just get that defensive situation sorted so that you've got time to allow your economy to boom. Do we see Aiken have any water cards? He does have the War Dao in the 3rd age, so they're very, very strong warship present, but nothing in age 2. We need to go to the next age to get something moving for himself, and I think he's looking to age up now behind this. He is sending infantry upgrades, 7 raiders, 10 guest Kenyas, and the entire trade line. That's the guest Kenya HP card, I believe. He's sent the villager food and villager gold card again, which I've seen Tit do in the previous game versus Yuki, where Yuki was Mexico. But the problem is these villager cards, they're like eco cards. They're good, but they just he's only got 22 vils, and 20% of 22 vils is about 4 vils tops. But you're not having all 22 on the same resource. So you kind of have to send both these cards to just get that 4 vil equivalent. It's just at the moment doesn't feel great. Of course, Aiken's with the castle here. He will see this fought for the longest of time. And the other thing is, with Empire Wars, you get to see fish through the line of sight anyway. So, actually, all this fish being gathered is just common knowledge. So these two be gathered. I think down here, it's all whales being gathered at the moment. Yeah, these are on the whales. So, prolonged life there. A couple of seapoys elephants trying to get in there, be annoying. Actually, Ezad getting up to the next stage first, I find quite surprising how that was allowed to happen there from the Ethiopians. You just see how this civ Ethiopia is just not cut out for Empire Wars, and some civs do well, some civs do less well. It's one of these like events and tournaments where players aren't really best prepared, and actually Ezad is one of those players who has probably played the most amount of games of Empire Wars, and I've certainly played against him when he was playing India, when he was like 10 games into the meta. I reckon Ezad's played the best part about 80 to 100 games of this game mode, so he's certainly well included how he wants to play, and Ezad likes this kind of eco-focused, just kind of a very balanced game style, where I think Empire Wars really wants to promote that super aggressive play style. This water eco is just smart, so now that Tit knows that Ezad's in the water, I don't think he really wants to go onto the water himself. It's quite hard to get onto the water. The age up here from Aiken is nearly in. I'm curious how he wants to play. He's got quite a bit of export available. He does now have the church wagon, town centre wagon, and mountain monastery wagon. There's so many wagons you get here for Ethiopia. Going for gold first. Is he looking to jump to the 4th age? It feels like that's kind of what he wants to do, is what I'm sensing, but upgrades coming in, elite infantry, maybe he's just wanting to train mass amounts of Shotel warriors to get onto the seapoys, maybe a bit of gas Kenyas. Just the resources here is kind of like nice rounds and non-zero. It's hard to kind of gauge what Aiken's plan is behind this, especially when you're sending 1k gold. I think 1k influence would make a little bit more sense. You can then go in for a large mercenary shipment behind, like the Seners, recruit war Dows. There's no age 3 Portuguese cannoneers or the Sudanese allies here, which is kind of what you want versus mass disciplined seapoys. Minutemen getting blown away by the fort. These forts are quite nice structures to defend, and you know, these are buildings which you get from the Empire War wagons. They are 400 resources, so relatively expensive, but nice value you get from them. Bear in mind, Ezad's built a monastery from one of them. He's got 2 castles on the island, but not really castle up the middle. But he's actually breaking through the middle here. Disciplined seapoy, Manstar presence in this regiment as well. Ezad's point of view, he's sent in 9 seapoy, 2 sea jellies. Now going for infantry combats behind this. Not chasing the pack here with a Yurumi or Mahut card, but just going for upgrades. Nice to see. And getting onto the trade line. Town centre being built. Is he actually been using an elephant to build that? Okay, maybe. Empire Wars Wagon moving forward to build the trading post. So yeah, the elephant's building the town centre. The Sepoys going in. Defensive Yas Kenya here. I think they will win the Musketeer War quite comfortably. These units are incredible. And a bit of pathing around the war camp. Just another shipment here from Aiken to pop out behind this, and some more defensive units. Neftenia is now being trained, so skirmishers, I believe, it should do a better job than Gurkhas. I think Aiken's happy with the army, but the eco, the whales are saturated. It's 1, 2, only 3 whales spawned here. That's a bit of a maybe not an ideal map spawn situation as we come to expect it. This is also just fish underneath. Yep. What can you do now? He's sending big boy Sebastopol mortar behind, but versus India is a bit. It's a very unique one, because at the best of times versus Falconets, the Sebastopol mortar does no damage essentially. So it's a solid shot with a 0.1 multiplier versus artillery. So it does 50 attack. Well, siege elephants have 700 attack, so that's 14 shots to kill a siege elephant. So we got a fast mobile Kolv versus a very, very bad anti-artillery unit. Sebastopol is probably not what he wants with siege elephants on the board, but it is what it is. I remember how this unit was released and how it is now, and it's certainly fallen from grace, but it's still like a bombard in terms of versus units. It is insane. But it's very awkward because there's now no pack up and put down animation. It just moves around like at a super slow speed, slightly faster than other artillery packed up. It's just awkward, isn't it? It's just awkward now. Super awkward. Top side, the fort's now being taken down by the elephants. The explorers are taking down some more trading posts, leading the trading post war 3-1. Bearing in mind, Aiken went for the middle map defensive playstyle with forts, trying to take map control presence. But Ezad with his water eco has kind of ripped through this push with the siege elephants, and Sebastopol mortar is out behind this. Now sending in Senna horsemen, has a bit of a timing push here. Not going to lie, elephant combat's just been sensitive for the Indian player, but he's only training in siege elephants instead of actual mahouts or howdahs. So yes, these are buffed units, and they're very strong units now, but they're not actually helping with this fight for the time being, and that's a big boy shot coming in. I think Aiken's kind of given up on the Sepoys, going pure Gurkhas, but we know that Aiken's now going for 5 Mamelukes, or should I say 5 Senna horsemen, or essentially the equivalent of 4 Mams. 4 siege elephants on the floor. Infantry doing well, and there's no answer here for the Senna horsemen whatsoever. This could be a pivotal moment where Aiken can come back and take this fight into his own advantage. 1,000 influence now being sent behind. I haven't actually been catching up with his upgrades in terms of how he's advanced through the ages, but I'm sure we'll be spamming out some influence-based units very, very soon. I haven't really been checking how he's been sending it. He's got a dock down, maybe looking to go for the war down, but the Senna horsemen are going mighty fine. Snares come in, and Sebastopol was getting some decent volleys, but the siege elephants have actually eventually traded off with them. You can tell that how there's so many of them. They just kind of ran into the Neftenias, took the volley, but killed the Sebastopol. Out come the 3 Mahout with elephant combat. 3 Senna horsemen are not enough to deal with these elephants. Both these units are very tanky cavalry, not exactly the greatest damage dealers, and the rest of the units here are skirmishers. We're struggling to see how this fight's going, but outpost Gurkhas, more consular hussars coming in. That's actually a very crucial timing for the consular hussars. Mahouts on the Neftenia, and the eco behind is Aiken, 37 villagers. Well, he's had 87 villagers behind, so a 50 villager difference, one must say. A bit of a difference there, and I think Ezad may be in a strong position on this game. Yeah, Neftenia's getting picked off now. I think Aiken needs to put this civ to bed in this game mode. It just doesn't work. It's like how some civs are very strong at some game modes and some are not. Playing a little bit of deathmatch, and it turns out the United States are just insane deathmatch. Just incredibly unbalanced. Oh wow, look, it's the war towers come out. Look at that detailed ship, that's pretty cool. It's absolutely huge as well. So rather big boats, but most of the water's been taken already. Fish and whales this side haven't actually been fully gathered up as well, but the kind of momentum has already been used. It's already jumped Ezad into a military advantage, positional advantage, and land villager advantage. And he's just spamming those units into a strong position. He's not actually looking to age up behind, he's just trying to take the advantage as he has now on the board. More siege elephants. These are expensive units. These are the same ones from earlier, but he did train 2, and you know, they've invested into elephant combat. Another Mahu coming up, that's 1, but Seapoy Gurkha doing quite well behind this. I'm looking at Aiken. He's not yet trading over any of his animals. He probably is actually. He's only at 240, 250 buy and trade values. You see it's 60% here, and it's like, it feels like on these maps you kind of like want to have these livestock to kind of jump you into the next platform, but having this great eco is fine, but you can't really spend it. It just seems like they're not fattening up fast enough. There are some sheep here you can trade off quite nicely, but the exchange rate is just not what we want, so you can't make good use of them, and just doesn't have the resources to defend. And Ezad in the end, full water, full cleanup, full trading post, full map control, full unit spam, and full eco, takes the game. Game 1, Aiken 0, Ezad 1. Old school thoughts on balloons. Farewell to Sup. Oh, is this Ezad and the balloon? Oh, what a funny nickname. Funny banter. Yeah, early military advantage there from Aiken. Didn't really know how to push in. To be fair, I don't really blame him, because the front buildings he saw was a outpost and an aggro fort coupled together, where Tith thought, actually, you know, I don't have to push that. I can just take middle map control, go for the trading posts, and we can kind of see in the TP contestation that for a long time he's got this stagecoach working for him, driving his economy, but the boom there from Ezad quite a bit stronger, the wood trickles and just all the XP and the shipments working so well for India. Momentum shifts over to Ezad. Aiken could have committed harder to the early defense, but had to back off and wait for his age up and unit shipments to come through. And in that time, once he lost the trade post line, the game was pretty much over that moment in time. All resources gathered. Yeah, it's actually at the moment with the trading post switchovers with the biggest problem. You can see the lines where the cattle were being traded to help the economy, but you just can't trade them fast enough to get the value. The diverge is just going to get ever so much greater as the game goes on, and the fights towards the end. This was kind of the siege elephants, Sebastopol trade off, but out come the Mahouts just onto pure Nef tenure, and just the senders can't do too much. They're high HP, low damage, and they just fell. Right, let's move on to game number 2. Just open up the recorded game and we'll crack on. Boop. Let's do it. Game number 2 here. We're on Yukon. Should be a cracker. I think this is a really nice map for this type of game mode. It's not the biggest. It's quite heads up. The map's very clearly divided into 2 sides. You can certainly zone this off with walls or outposts, and outposts are aplenty. Can't really sit in your base too much though, because you will run out of resources. Having said that though, so far, this is a very generous spawning of resources on the southern side here for the Portuguese player. A little bit tough on the top hit side for the British player, but the Brits in this game mode is certainly another strong game mode for them. Every game mode for the Brits is a good game mode. Looking at Ezad's deck, not looking to go for an H1 shipment, just get agent straight away. Does have 700 food, 700 gold in. Looking like to send both of those cards one after the other, gets to the 3rd age pretty quickly. Potential to the 4th age, does have Musketeers and Castadors available. Classic heavy fortifications, a great card to have. Also has Medicine, age 3, which may be used in this type of game mode, given how, you know, fast the age up's going through. Actually going through Spice Trade card number 1. Maybe he realises actually if he sent gold and food, he just wouldn't have the time to age up. Aiken being smart, taking his age 2 Empire Wagon, taking the 4 trading posts, denying Ezad taking Aiken's second, so Ezad has to move back and take his second TP. Honours even on the trading line. Explorer moving to the side. Oh, that's a British Explorer being very sneaky on the far side. This is very offensive, very annoying. I like it a lot. Full vision of anything going on this side of the map. Outpost Wagon here from Aiken as well moving forward. This is the age up to Colonial Age. I think he's just using this for scouting purposes for the time being. Oh, no. Dropping next to the town centre, and he will be seeing everything going off here. Is that a wall beam going to be built? Maybe it was being built beforehand, but that's quite funny already. And so far, it's just outposts and buildings intertwined, fighting for the middle of the map. Facundo, if you're having to type in cast and you don't know who I am, I'm disappointed, mate. I really am disappointed. Like, come on. You're not a fan of the Harrison casts? You're not a fan? I'm only joking. It might be casters, even though it's one singular because it's just me. I don't know. Can't remember how it is. Shipments it is 700 wood, 600 wood, 6 longbows coming from behind. Is there anything better than 6 longbows? I guess actually his eco it hasn't gone crazy this far. Might have been better going Virginia Company card 1 here instead of the 3 settler wagons, 3 villagers. And utilise these 700 wood, 600 wood to get a faster Vil boom behind. You'll be certainly up to about 170, 180 villager population as we speak. I think that'd be quite nice. Looking at Ezad's point of view, double villager production going well. 21 villagers. He's now sent in 700 food, 700 gold. Has a lot of food still available to gather up, so I really dislike the spice trades first into 700 gold, 700 food. I really just would want to see these 2 crate cards first, get up earlier. That way you get your age 3 town centre up as Portuguese, and you get your bonus town centre from the 3rd age. I want to say the Portuguese can drop 4 town centres in age 3. I like to think that was kind of included for them. Otherwise, a bit annoying that the age up to the 3rd age and they can't actually utilise their bonus town centre wagon from either the game mode or the age up. We'll have to find out. Let's see how many town centres on the floor Ezad will have. So yes, he's H2 covered wagons because he's age up fast, but he gets the covered wagon from the Portuguese bonus and covered wagon for the Empire Wars Fortress Age bonus. It is quite funny. One's going one way, one's going the other. Longbow's going in deep though. I think they're going to look for the covered wagon and try and snipe it off, but these bad boys high HP and they're certainly doing well. This one's going out to the side. 1 town's been dropped. And it looks like the build order for these, the build limit is full. Okay, I feel reassured that that's allowed to happen, and that's good. Pikes moving in. Outposts here from Tip moving forward. Remember, these outposts only do quarter damage versus villagers, but that's still 7.5 damage. You know, these settlers will go down eventually. They're not insignificant. Castor's defensive shipment here from Ezad. He certainly needs to have some sort of answer to this. He's going into medicine. Did I see a organ guns present somewhere? Maybe not. Maybe it's just population blocked. Yeah, no, you never sent it. It's just population blocked. Longbow's leading the charge at the moment. Explorers on the top side go through treasures, but Big Jerome the Tame Bear and Age 3 Explorer might be better playing defensive now with those. Is this town centre working? It is working. It's got 3 town centres up. That town centre never got built, got siege down by pikemen, and at the moment, Aiken is just dominating this Age 2 play, pushing in, making bow pike, and now looking to age up behind this. He's certainly taken off a town centre here for the Portuguese. Very, very good. Can age up behind himself. His economy though, 44 villagers, looking great. He's at 27. Now, well, the thing is, he is on 3 TC compared to Aiken's 1. Aiken will get a second on the age up. Might actually age up with the bishop here. Yes, he's going to get himself a TC wagon. So it's unless the Portuguese build another town centre, we're going to go to a 3-town centre play for both players. And in this game mode, when you have lots of shipments and defensive buildings like outposts, I feel this town centre play here as the British is a very good choice. I do like that a lot. This is kind of going to my idea of I would have liked to see the Portuguese age up a little bit faster, skip the spice trade, in the sense that those town centres going to the third age would have been built by then, making villages about 20-30 seconds earlier, let's say, but certainly just getting that infrastructure sorted behind this. Having to ship a fort now just to try and secure some sort of map, and I assume he would like to build the fort right about here, maybe a little bit more defensive and try and secure these bisons and caribou. Organ guns do come out, and he does see all these longbows and pikemen. You see from both players they just have full vision of the middle, and it's just a bit of a mess from both players. Neither player can hide, and in these like fast-paced game modes, scouting and hiding units it's still equally valuable. But here, Aiken's like, I've got units in the middle for my outposts. I want to see what you're seeing. You can see what I'm seeing, and I'm absolutely fine with this. There you go. Oh, lovely. An outpost being dropped on the left-hand side to actually get that wagon. Okay, that's I thought it'd be a very nice play for the outposts will receive the shipment and they can straight away build their town centres here. But one's going across the water and so is the other. But 3 TPs apiece. Just looking at cards here for Aiken. Going to Falconet into Yeomanry behind this. Remember, we are on the old patch here, so there's no siege longbows available, there's no rangers available. Ezad going 1k gold. This is the moment in time I'm saying like, oh yeah, look, he's going for the fast industrial, but I don't think he can. I don't think he can go for a fast industrial. He certainly needs to move some of his gold around if he wants to go to the 4th age, because he hasn't quite got enough food. Falconet's being shipped forward here. This is just Minutemen territory. There's nothing defending the Minutemen. Okay, here come the pikemen. Okay, so I suppose overall those Falcons are defended quite nicely. Opportunity there, maybe. Castles train with the veteran longbows, but these guys now have 26 range. These are very strong units, very efficient in trading with the skirmishers type of units. Another Empire wagon moving forward. Neither player looking to upgrade into fortified outposts here, or send advanced buildings. I'm surprised. No advanced buildings there. No advanced buildings here, and there's no frontier outposts or what is it? Extensive fortifications card. I feel that sometimes it's just when you have these outpost wagons, you do like a United States spam. You're thinking, I might as well just have another outpost wagon, and instead of having to kind of delete some of your safer outposts towards the back end of the map, you can actually just increase that limit and have 13 outposts all around. And I'm sure if Ezad goes to the next stage, which is starting to look like he's edging that way, you bet he's going to send in heavy fortifications. It's just such a nice momentum that card brings, but allowing you to... Oh, it's kind of the opposite of momentum. It stabilizes your position. It's a defensive card, but allows you to then probably comfortably send factories afterwards with knowledge that you've got some strong outposts around, and the British player can't really do too much with bow pike. Villagers are getting cleaned up by the pikemen. Falconet's retreating. But I kind of like how Aiken's moved over to this top side and trying to exploit the natural resources. He's just a bit curtailed in the south of the map. There's a lot of food for the time being, and the thing is, it doesn't matter if your natural resources run out. I think there's enough natural resources here for Ezad to kind of grow his economy up to high villager numbers. He's only got 2 town centres though, so one's working and one's aging, so he's lost 2 town centres already. May actually need to go for a church. He's got the church. He might need to try and age up with gold. He's aging up with the King's Musketeers. Do the Portuguese get gold crates? I think that might be the one civ who don't get gold crates, and not having a mercantilism at the moment to go from one shipment here to maybe like 4 or 5 is quite awkward. It does have a fort down mid-map though, so extensive fortifications here, heavy fortifications here will make sense. get the double upgrade here from the fort, get the upgrade to the outpost. He's going into factories first, but the problem is you're losing that outpost, this outpost. This outpost can get some juicy kills on these villagers. Your fort is fighting against longbows. There's 2 falconets approaching, which you can kind of essentially pick off. This is definitely heavy fortifications territory, and going factories first is risky because pikes are running through your entire eco at the moment. There's not really much defensive play. Here come the petards. Yeah, if that shipment had landed right now, we're up to like 14,000 HP, and these petards will just scratch the fort. But actually now the factory comes out, it's being built to the side. Empire wagon, maybe outpost defends it, and the kind of the defending just feels like we're on shaky ground at the moment. Swagger needs to do something though. He needs to go and build something somewhere. He's got 2 racks. He's trying to go into musketeer production. He's sending in 16 musketeers instead of heavy cannons or the heavy fortifications. I think, and I don't quite agree with that. It's one of those, like, I've come to realise that even if you had a card that was like 20 musketeers or 22 musketeers, does it give you the same value in these circumstances? Some of these improvement type cards like heavy fortifications, when you've got 6 outposts out on the map, the answer to that is no, I don't think that is the case. Nice comment, Dragoon. I see why they've added a find wagon button. I think Empire Wars wagons count as either economic units, so you can kind of find it on the find villager. Maybe. Anyway, a nice Hussar raid deep inside these on the hunting line, and it's just annoying to deal with. I can't stress like how important raiding is in a high octane game mode like this, because your APM is stretched, your focus is stretched, and you may think in a regular game, well, I can't send 5 Hussars through all this, it'll just get scouted and Dragoons will move over to reinforce, but that's like 3 or 4 villas already going down, it's not really being noted, and there's no like change of audio queue, it's just the same, you're being attacked. Here come 5 falconets from it. Refrigeration into musks being sent behind. Surprised not being musk combat, this card. Does have advanced artillery if he wants to go into horse artillery and mortars, which may be what he wants. The thing is, if he had heavy fortifications, these falconets get killed by this outpost. Like he probably wouldn't go this deep underneath. But this fort's been traded off. Okay, he has gone for the. Oh, is it just coming? Hallelujah! The card's just coming, and see how these are now. Now these falconets are being picked off by the outpost. Falconets counter buildings. What you say? No, they don't. Sit down. Sit down. Look at that. Falconets instantly picked, and the fort stands at 2,000 HP, and that there is about 2,000 gold, 500 wood. Just gone down the toilet. Yeah, gone down the toilet. Guys, what can I say? Fantastic Saturday night entertainment. We've got excellent gameplay. We've got absolutely spiffing commentary. And the chat, of course, is as banterous, salty, humorous as it always is. It's a combination for an entertaining evening here. So it's good to see that as well. Food from the factory is coming behind here. It looks like Ezad needs to try and get his villager production going again. Empire wagon building an estate does have. I suppose coin here is rather limited at some point, and not looking to go topside. Is that maybe a town? Oh, there's a Rax going topside. He wants to try and put pressure on these town centers to the top. Train is now going to be thrown down and built by Akin. This is is it a Cree? Yeah, Cree's on this map. 10% HP. Tech is so broken, it's so strong. Need to get that for everything, and obviously the extra CDB there, not really a problem. You know, Aikens was 72 villagers here, so it feels like he should still be in that kind of economic position, but now we have 1 factory, 2 factories with upgraded food income, so it's certainly very strong, but it's the heavy cannons, it's the I can't fight underneath your fortified outpost, you know, extra 1,000 HP, but more importantly, double attack. It's bombard attack, and it has an area effect. So units like the musketeer and longbow just cannot stand underneath. The barracks is going down. Ezad would be a bit disappointed that that side play hasn't quite worked out, but it's fine. This entire army is this side, opens up an avenue for him to basically walk right through the middle and take out critical infrastructure here of the British player. An argument is he could be going a little bit deeper, to be honest. He does see his settlers moving across here from this outpost. Has he actually gone for the line of sight text from the church? You know what? I think he has. I know he's an age 4, but this is an incredible amount of line of sight from one outpost. Much longer than his range as well, so I want to say he has gone for line of sight text there. Meanwhile, yeah, this is... I mean, obviously, yeah, line of sight's greater than the range, but it's still... He's an age down, but I want to say that there's a line of sight tech there, maybe. Maybe I'm just imagining stuff now. Range Cavalry Caracol, the 3 TC production still in full swing behind. There's a couple of culverins out to do this. Does have 4 on the map. I see 2 in the fight. Okay, there's the other 2, and that should be enough to one-shot heavy cannons. And I think Ezad knows this. He's just running away as much as he can. Yeah, the shot comes in and might have missed the heavy cannon. He does, actually. He doesn't hit a musketeer instead, which is rather unfortunate. More reinforcing musks. These are veteran musks. No cards on them so far. Ezad does have... Oh, he literally... I want to say, literally, has that card is just hit. Otherwise, I was looking at the wrong unit. So yeah, infantry combat has just came in, and he's now up to Legionarios, or what are these be called? Guerrero Musketeers, I think they're called, but now they're Legionarios. Culverin's moving to take a shot. They're going to take the second shot behind this. The thing is, the British player here has no longbows, not too many musketeers, no falconets, so it has a bit of a weakness here to essentially full heavy infantry, i.e. the musketeer. The army size from Aiken, not the greatest as well. He needs to back off, losing another unit to the fortified outpost. Remember, this is the old patch we're currently on. The British player does not have access to the Rangers unit just yet, so no access to skirmishers. Double artillery foundry, and he has a lot of... Oh, he's just got himself placer mines, you naughty Ezad. I was about to say, I thought that was Aiken there, not have placed mines. That would be criminal, but he's actually on amalgamation, so yeah, fair play there. Amalgamation, 30 vils and gold mine, making good use of the gold on the top. Yeah, Kreese adding an extra dimension to this game. The CDB is always useful. The tech's very, very useful as well. What is the other? I want to say it's a building cost there for the woods one. Building cost and building time. The building time very important for the outpost wagons and just building outposts in general. I feel like in an Empire War kind of deck, something like 5 goons here could be a card to come out and maybe. I think stonemasons is just for your wagons to build, but advanced buildings is certainly a card you want in this kind of type of game mode. It needs like kind of like faster paced games with extra eco, i.e. Empire Wars and Deathmatch. Building cards are just so good. They're just so much more... I feel you can get more value out of a building card than you could get out of, let's say, Gunpowder Attack or 1 mil card. So important. That's why he sent heavy fortifications in earlier as he did. I don't think they affect wagons. I think it is specifically villagers, but it could do. I don't know enough to say otherwise. Nice little artillery push here from Aiken. He's got about 5 falcon, 5 colv, 4 colv. He's still in the fortress age though. Could he have jumped up at an earlier point? He's taken the fight. He's got to unpack and pick off the heavy cannon and work on this outpost. So villagers getting picked off there, but only 1 going down. He's getting his great coats, and Falconers having no multipliers. Very, very nice. The thing is, the Falconet's going to pick off one Falconet already, and you know, the advanced fortifications card has paid off. Like, to say that you can pick off a Falconet like that is just so good. It is so ridiculous. Nice little Legionario raid, middle of British players' base. Defensive, well, not defensive, a very kind of naughty offensive raid on the north side of Legionarios as well, as stretching Aiken's response quite a lot. I think it's trying to abuse the fact that this artillery musketeer corps that the British players gone for is highly immobile, literally sat right in the centre of the mini-map and really struggling to move in any other dimension. 10 Legionarios on villagers, building mills. If you just turns and fires on this is easy 5 vills going down, and just idling all that food gathering. It's so brutal. Musketeers coming in, finding these villagers. Must be a line of sight here for Ezad. He must know where he wants to go. He doesn't, but he sees his vills, and this is just rich pickings. Successful raid on the left, successful raid on the right, and in the middle, Aiken's not pushing. That score is just only increasing now. Splitting that factory onto gold and food. Recovering to 3 town centres and making it 81 vills behind here. Aiken on 87. Has lost a couple, but just can't get up to the next age, and trades in his musketeers versus basically triple combat royal musketeers, or okay, double carded royal musketeers. That's Arsenal may be in soon though, so that might be something for Ezad to work on. Final outpost here being cleared out from the British player in the middle. Have to go late game. You have to try and get this age up in as fast as possible now. Because the thing is, now, like, it's been for a long time, but fully, the Portuguese player has stabilised. In mills, he's got them teched up, got a couple of estates. When the shipment comes in, he'll get some more. He's secured mid-map golds as well, so some fast gathering there. He's got his decent army, he's nearly at full population. If you try and stay in H3 here, you're asking for trouble. Another batch, you just can't take this fight. 225 HP, 31 attack versus 43 attack, 262. These have Royal Guard Musketeers as well, and it's just something you just can't really trade. Yes, you have all this artillery, but this is the time where you need to basically go for it and age. Ruki's asking where. Evo's saying love the GUA raids. Evo's asking where is GUA. Rosola saying quitting actual jobs to pursue a competitive career in a bad game. Yeah, that's kind of true. It is kind of true. Well, no, it's not technically true. He was doing some balance work for AoE4, and then it's my favourite giving anxiety moment. Gets a job balance tested for Age of Empires 4 and the company developing it, and then like a week later is streaming saying, now that I don't work for this company, I can now stream the game and enter tournaments and just be myself streaming. He's like, the balance of this game is absolutely whack. They should do this differently. I'm like, oh, what? No, are you saying? I just find that mildly entertaining. Are these bounce shots going through the musketeers onto the culverins? That's some top play. But I think these are actually in range here. Ezad, yeah, they're on range. This is always risky. Culverins pathing through the town. One shot on this, and the splashdown just takes all 4 out. You've got to be very careful. You see how out in the open, you've got this nice line formation. That's a double kill. One culverin taking the HP. Some culverins there with less than 50 HP thanks to the culverin royale. But I think it's going to win this culv trade. But the thing is, yes, there's been artillery firing over here, but it's industrial units taking on veteran. Taking the industrial upgrade. One barracks being thrown down, one wagon bringing it picked off there and then. Doesn't get complete. Must just been trained. The Falc's getting picked off by Musk in hand combat. That's just brutal. This gold not being gathered up. Ezad just really laying into the British player here, not allowing him time. Actually going to veteran Hussars, which is interesting. Aiken really wants to get into Guard Musketeers as soon as possible. I think if he cancels this one horse artillery, cancels this batch of 2 Musketeers, he can queue up a Guard Musketeer redcoat upgrade. 20 longbows being shipped to try and hold on, prioritizing the 20 longbow shipment over the 2 heavy cannons. It looks like that's what it certainly feels like it. Left side the oh, this is cute. CDB getting trained, going to the gold mine, but no Creed trackers and no denial of those CDBs. 34 225, 47 292. So it looks like these have got the advanced arsenal techs as well, 4.4 speed, and again the longer Aiken takes his trader upgrade and the more he bleeds out. Yes, heavy horse guns coming, guard longbow. Pardon me. Guard longbows. That must be a mistake, surely. Can't go guard longbows versus legionary musketeers. Here come the veteran hussars as well. Trying to micro this quite nicely. Musks move forward to get on to block off these hussars, but some more hussars come around behind and pick off that heavy horse gun. Guard longbow in behind here. Train more musketeers. I think he's hit the wrong button. I genuinely think he's got the wrong one here. Guard longbowman comes in behind. Outpost being built. Remember, these are not upgraded to heavy fortification status. He hasn't sent that card in. He doesn't have it in his deck. These could be essentially being bombard towers now, trying to defend his position, defend the factory. I don't actually know why he sent the factory here. Maybe because he really wanted to get this outpost built quickly by those wagons. A nice hussar raid in the backline as well. Ezad playing this late game so well. As the game goes on, it gets better for the Portuguese player, but the level of play as well is just getting so high as well. Just being annoying, getting the raids in, pushing all those buttons correctly, being an absolute annoyance. It almost felt like if Aiken kind of abandoned his main base and really solidified up, the northern side, actually we could kind of like go to a new stage of the game, going later in, and Aiken catching up. But Portuguese player, the early FI, will get into the industrialization that much earlier, just working so well for him. And actually, Ezad, he's got Empire wagons, and he just doesn't know what to do with them because he's already at full population. He's at full kind of mills and estates. 8 mills, 2 estates, has factories on gold, still a gold mine out in the thing. Look at his tower span, he's got 6 outposts already. He sends in the CM, he doesn't need it. Because in Empire Wars, CM is just not a card you need. Extensive fortifications is certainly where it's at. Certainly a great card there. I'm sure you get a Creed tech there, so maybe building. Yeah, he's got the building time and the 10% HP, so more HP. These hussars up to 592 for guard hussars. Does he have cav combat? He does have cav combat on them, but these are musketeers 292. So they have infantry combat, paper cartridge, unit HP, royal guard status, guard upgrade. A lot of upgrades there on these musketeers. These units here are absolutely jacked. 50 of them in my control group. These I've got 18. Huss as well. That's it. Only just 30 redcoats. They're kind of they're a little bit weaker. They're essentially missing the advanced arsenal and the Kree HP techs. It just makes all the difference, especially when you're down in numbers as well. And that was a poor trade. I think Tits Apps is on the back foot now. I mean, he's on the back foot, but he's up against the wall. This is crucial, critical timings. There's just no outposts here to provide supporting fire. No bombards, no cannons. And it's like, how have I lost this? Oh dear. So bad indeed. No, it's a really good effort, and the early play was really, really nice. And the thing is, with this kind of Empire Wars play style, it's different skill sets. I kind of feel like Supremacy is playing via theory, it's playing via control and micro. When you go into kind of the treaty, Empire Wars, deathmatch scenario, it's kind of playing with a macroscopic kind of strategy in mind, playing out all your different avenues of raids in, defensive plays, spamming units, the micro starts to go down a little bit less important, but artillery micro is always important. Is fair case for that. Build orders less important here for these as well. So yes, you spend less time thinking about build orders and more time thinking about actually what you're doing with your units and building placements and how you go about it. It is a nice change of pace, and here we saw Ezad going 3 card into the fast fortress, having to really hang on because he went try to go for an economic age 2 into age 3 instead of a fast age 3. Nice little dynamics there. Go to the 4th age there, get down the heavy fortifications, solidify the position, and normally in like a supremacy game, it's just you doing that is not necessarily good, because if you go fast age 4 into heavy fortifications, you're not really getting so much offensive pressure and your opponent's out on the map booming away. But here it's just kind of because everything's so fast paced as well, you have these extra avenues of the outposts, the buildings, and this playstyle works exceptionally well. So Ezad currently 2-0 up. Nice villager play here from Aiken. I think Virginia Company there would have been better instead of the 3 villagers earlier on. Could have gone 5-0. I think he used gold to age up because he was good. Yeah, he probably used the coin crates to age up because he was essentially going all food and wood for bow pike production, using the gold to age up behind this. And overall, the resources looking very good for the British player. But once Ezad kind of stabilised a little bit, I think he went like musketeers, then into heavy, musketeers, factories, then into heavy fortifications. And then that allowed his villagers to gather as well, and just started to take off. And off we go, to overtaking the British player and just dominating the game as it went on. Excellent. Let's move on to the next game. Oh, it's in here somewhere. Welcome back to our 3rd game of this final. It is a best of 5 between Ezad and Aiken. Ezad currently leads in the series 2-0. He's on match point, and he's now playing as the British civilization. Aiken, who was playing the British in the last game on Yukon, had a very good game. Couldn't quite work it out versus the Portuguese. This time he's going to be trying to pilot as the Russian civilization up against Ezad's British. Aiken here going aging up straight away. I want to say he did not train villagers and aged up fast, which is the right call. I was kind of worried that he does, because some people like to train a villager before they age up, some people don't. I think it's like a 10-second difference for most civs in that situation, but aging up fast with tempo, saving that shipment. He's got Tawny. I guess these are just regular decks, but he hasn't. Has he got a? I wonder if he's got an Empire Wars, because what you don't want to have is just maybe a team 2v2, team 3v3. That's looks to be an alright deck for this. Torby ATP. Yeah. The thing is, they're not Empire Wars decks, so that is the problem. I don't see stacking 600 wood here useful. I don't see having 4 Cossacks useful. I don't really see 6 Cossacks age 3 useful, and 13 Musks as well, which is not useful. Blockhouse going forward. Ezad here, moving just all around the map, looking to probably get a large vision of manor houses. Blockhouse being sent on the age up as well, going across down to the southern side, and already we've got this outpost war. Outpost blockhouse in vision over here, outpost blockhouse in vision to the south. Gone for, is that 5 Cossack, 4 Cossack? It's gone 5 Cossack, 4 Cossack. I suppose offensively, civs do hit harder faster because of these shipment spam. Outpost being dropped defensively there from probably the age up, but outpost as well hitting reinforcements. Okay, 1 outpost gone to the side. This might be a case if you was playing as Ezad and had a deck created for this. Your next card could be 2 infinite outposts, so you have a 3 outpost wagon shipment there to just basically hold the fortress, get some map control, get the buildings, the infrastructure going. Currently, 19 villagers. He's training some pikemen. He's feeling really pressure. He's got the wood crates on the floor, not yet being gathered. Now sending in 5 vills. Outpost is buying so much time, though. It's just this single outpost is buying time, and this offensive pressure, I feel, from the Russian players should be right in the base here of Brit, jammed right underneath that town centre, denying all this gathering. And at the moment, Ezad saying, please, please siege my outpost. Please take it down. Do it for me. And now the shipments come in. Another outpost is being created in that time. But Aiken's sieging down Ezad's outpost near the blockhouse. Nice pull trick, pulling the pikes back. Shot's been sent to the western blockhouse over here. Aiken, I want to say he aged up with a logistician. Let's check his house. I haven't seen any housing, actually. Yeah, no, he's probably 4 pop. He's probably, his entire population is due to housing contained within the blockhouse. So, Empire Wars and logistician very, very strong in this situation here. 20 villagers. He's had lots of pikes. He's just kind of having to let the outposts and town centre kill the infantry and try and keep the pikes alive for the Cossacks, but it's not quite going to work here, it looks like. Another outpost being dropped. That's going to get sieged down, though, I think. I don't think that's going to get built fast enough. Oh, it'll be so cheeky if it does, though. Okay, pike sieging a blockhouse. Okay, that outpost does go down behind this. Do we have Minutemen available here from Ezad? I don't think we do. Nope. Everything here is kind of built up. is that Breeze saying he's too good for Empire Wars? Is that what he's kind of subliminally saying, that only people who fail go to play Empire Wars? Oh, that's banter. Here comes CM. I suppose here it will one-shot units, but got to keep these wagons alive. This probably should be sent to that forward outpost. Yeah, building an outpost here right on all these units, just asking to get sieged down, and it's the extra seconds are crucial to get this building up. If this goes down, that'll be the second outpost being denied, and that is just, yeah, brutal. At the end of the day, though, we do have CM, we do have triple town centre working for the units, and Aiken's gone, essentially he's gone all in aggression. He's sent his gold. He's got a wagon at home, he's trying to age up. Has he got, oh, he hasn't even got hunting dogs on his villagers, that's not great. I think it might be he's just trying to do kind of the, now everybody on food and try and mass musketeers from double racks. But it looks like he might have stayed here just a little bit too long and bled out too many units. Ezad's kind of not got hunt control though, so he's under that problem, but all his XP from the fighting, another shipment there, that's going to be the coin he needs, but outpost can be probably dropped forward. Yep, there we go. Does have the 1 racks. Doesn't make sense to have a stable at this moment in time. 33 villagers here for Ezad. Aiken's at 29. Decent amount of resources in the bank as well. It has to be Aiken favoured at this moment in time. It's looking pretty decent. Yes. Swish. The basic difference is each shipment you get a Empire Wars wagon, and that gives you extra kind of momentum on the board, and you can use it to build outposts, military buildings, mills and estates, trading posts. You can use it to build what you like. You start with resources to age up to the 2nd age, so Asian cities can build their wonders, and each age up you get an extra bonus as well, so it kind of promotes fast play, promotes going up through the ages. Prolonged age 2 play doesn't really favour anybody in that sense. Oh, what is Rev chatting on about now? Is he just shitposting again? That's classic Revy shitposting. A nice little villager player to the top though. That's kind of gone away. You know what? I think Ezad sent I'm about to say he might have sent 5 vills to the top, but no, I think the 5 vills stay down here. There's only 1 vill managed to escape. But from there, built an outpost for themselves and probably built all these houses. Nice little play. British player getting up to the next stage. Actually going for the advanced church behind this, Glorious Revolution. So looking to get in some Black Watch, the Highlanders, if that's successful. Aiken here, a lot of units pushing in. Looks like he's somewhat committing to this. It is a CM town centre with multiple outposts defending from the Empire Wars shipments, and shipments come in. He's going to drop down a church here with that wagon. I think he could have built the church normally and dropped down a 4th outpost there. Probably been a better use of resources. Oh my god, Cossacks going for the raid, but actually Musketeers behind in melee getting the snare. Pikes siege down one of the blockhouses. Musketeers moving across thinking they can pick off his infantry. It's just giving time for Ezad to get the age up in and then call in the Highlanders. This is looking to be a nice little position here. Enough Hunt still in base to kind of utilise. Pike's just going to run away. They just run to the far hills and get away as far as you can. The villagers here getting retreated. The same with the Musks. Okay, here's the age up. Covered wagon being aged up. Aged up with the longbows. So, one TC wagon and the longbows. Nearly has 1,000 food here for the Highlanders. Currently his population queue is looking to be rather empty. He's trying to get the town centre wagon across the map. But there's a blockhouse right next to it. But that won't actually deny the town centre there. Unless units are trained. Here comes the Black Watch. Black Watch are incoming. Yes, shipments do arrive fast as well. Yes, of course. That is one thing worth of note. Be dangerous indeed. Moving forward, can you pick up the Empire Wars wagon before it builds the TP? Might be able to get it in construction. Well, it takes 4th damage from siege, so that's going to be 160 per Highlander. Yeah, that's gone down. Easy peasy. May actually want to build back, buy it back. Lady Ezad, who's likes to be laying on the floor with lots of emotion. You can see in her face, lots of emotion there. That's a bit of a creepy face, I'm not going to lie. Buy back the Explorer, get onto the train line, get this passive stage income as well. Be quite nice from Ezad's point of view. He's still in the colonial age. Kind of trapped. He's gone through 700 food and 700 gold yet, and he hasn't really got any momentum to go to the next stage. I think that's one problem if you're doing an H2 play is kind of want to have at least a coin crate or a food crate remain just to give you that momentum to jump up to the next stage when you want to. Because his card here is, what does he send? Eco Theory for 4 Vils. Does he send a Reformist Tsar, which does nothing in age 2, has to get to the 3rd age. 600 wood, I guess, gets you your housing, but your logistician play, all your housing at the moment, literally all your housing at the moment is for your blockhouse. He's only got 2 houses on the field. Town centre goes up, outpost is getting some decent damage here. Meanwhile, Russian army is pushing into the base. Where on earth has this cow come from? That's a fat cow. Is that the H2 cow? Did these add age to the 2nd age of the 2 cow, 2 villagers? He might have done actually, because it is Empire Wars. You can kind of get away with greedier plays like that, or maybe just pick up a 2 cow treasure. I don't know. Anyway, Ezad, he does have CM. He does have CM. This could be a 5 Hussar CM trap. I think he's going to do it. Is he? No. He got steel traps. He's not going to do it. He should have done it. He should have called CM big button there to get the trap in. But he's got enough army to deal with the Russian army. Just don't lose your army while you're fighting this, I think. Uh-oh. Rev said the naughty word, the PW Sohm. Oh, banter. I love how, like, Revnak is like, oh, I'm a reformed man. Do it for the community. I love everybody. And just has this, like, bitter hatred of old school. Oh well. Can't win them all. I know Nicias, like, I feel like my casting is going underappreciated because how much fire there is in the chat. There has been times, I'm not going to lie, there has been times where, like, another cast has been casted, but I haven't actually been watching the game. It's been literally eyes glued onto the chat, because it's just... But that's usually because when it's, like, Garja, Kaiser Klein, yeah, it's essentially Garja, Kaiser Klein moments, really. That's where the magic's at. That was clean. That was Musk's building, saving the villagers as well. That was a nice little play there from Ezad, taking the advantage here. Up in score. Okay, so he can find into next stage. Aged up with Oh no, Aiken aged up with the covered wagon. He went for the slow age. You get a wagon anyway into the third age. You don't need a slow age for a wagon. Oh, he's just basically throwing away all tempo and momentum. And Ezad's marching through, and now just to get that extra town centre being built. 2 Falcons being sent behind here, but his army's not down to the southern side, being to upgraded to Vet Musk, Vet Strelets, I guess. But Highlanders, Vet Musk, and Falconets go middle, just go straight into the middle. Aiken needs to win this Falcon War, otherwise he's in big trouble if he doesn't. Raid on the outpost that's been kept in villagers on those hunts over there. I think Ezad must be aware of that Falcon. He's taking a few volleys now. Pardon me. This game's starting to get a little bit more interesting actually, because Ezad tried to go for the push. He had those 5 Asars earlier from that shipment, but he lost them to trying to catch the Russian army. And this is the army underneath the town centre, but they just didn't get cleaned up by the colonial militia. If you're sending that card, you kind of need to make good use of the CM, because that's your way to kind of make good value of that card. Tower of London. Okay, he's just gone for a fort wagon here. It's interesting play. Gone right in the middle of the map. That's nice. You're never going to lose this position. You can probably secure his train post as well. Ezad's gone, Explorer's gone down again, but he knows exactly where the Falconets are. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he's going to go for it, because he's got the culverins as well. Try to keep the Falcons interested and baited, but keeps them out of the way. Falconets unpacked. He probably sees that he's just lost one Highlander, pulls the infantry back, unpacks the Falconets. Culverin going to unpack now, trying to get a good shot onto the Falconet. I think the Falconet's clearly out of range at the moment. Oh, he does get a shot in! Oh, he picked off the half HP Falconet with one shot. That's clutch. Okay, Falconet get another shot in behind, but now he's had solo Falcons just shooting on the infantry. Highlanders trading with the Musk. Culverin's just picking off a couple shots where they can. And yeah, the fight. Well, the fight's going to go and be one for Ezad, but I would say as a trade, it's a trade as some sort of set for Russia. It's not too bad. Villager Eco now starting to kick off for Russia, up to 50 vills. Ezad's on 51, but the potential here for raiding and more vill production here. Here's a 5 Opry raid, and this is tough stuff to deal with. Town centre already on half HP as well, so he doesn't have the full amount of time to defend it with dragoons as you'd hoped he would have. 53 vills here now for Aiken. He's on 48, so Russia now taking economic advantage. Down to the southern side, these 2 blockhouses have been secured that chunk of the map for a long, long time. This looks like it's been the 19 Strelets shipment. Yep, there's the Strelets. Blockhouse being built there by the wagon behind. Villagers moving forward into this gold mine. And Opries are sieging down manor houses. Oh, interesting play there. I think Ezad would be fine with that. Be like, oh, got some more houses to build and more villagers to create as a result. Massive 84 XP though. Depends how you like it, whether you like extra XP and allow your opponent to build villagers, or leave them alone. That way your opponent can't build any more villagers. Wagon's moving forward. Is he going to try and drop an outpost? He's trying to drop it on the outpost on the mine, but there's lots of struts here. Triple blockhouse to run past as well. That's not going up. Yeah, no, that's going down, and that's a shame. That could be a mill, and that's just being... No. No, how does that survive? That shouldn't survive. He's only got Strelets here. They're not the greatest sieges, but so it's actually 10 siege times by 4. It's actually pretty decent, so they should be able to get that. The army's moved to the northwest, east, taking down the outpost. Opry's still running around. No way, that outpost gets up. That's just going to buy so much time. So much time. Musketeers moving down to the southwest, but this army to the north is going to clean up pretty much everything on that top side nicely. That town centre is gone. These villagers will be having to run away. we got one villager hunting in the Russian base. That's it's one of those like villages you just like you lose track of it. You're not controlling to say please hunt in your opponent's base. It just kind of happens, and that's quite funny to see. We've got the Russians marching into Ezad's town centre. Sure as to defend though. It does have. Remember, it's got all these outposts left over from that age 2 exchange, so the defence is still there. It's still going to be tough to work in. He's built the Explorer again, another outpost. He's very conscious he wants to defend here. This time, Ezad might have the resources to call big Minutemen available. Gone down again. 2 Falcons in queue. Does have a Falc available to the north. Opry's nearby though. Might get that picked off if he scouts that. But I think he's literally moving just to link up with this infantry brigade. This cohort of musketeers to the north is marching straight into Russia's base. Just he's taking no prisoners. He just wants to go in and destroy everything. Villagers are building a mill. The wagon's building the blockhouse, and the villagers building the mill. That should be the way round. Okay, infantry gone deep here. This could be Ezad's time to go minute. Yes, he's going big Minutemen. Explorer coming up to snare, and here comes 12 Minutemen behind. Nice engagement here. Falc's getting one more volley off. Oh well, not the end of the world. But 23 idols, a lot of idols around the map. Most in that town centre. I just put most of them back to work now. But yeah, in base taking down these buildings, quite nice, and all of Russia's eco is moving down to the south. And he's building another mill with villagers. Why are you doing that? This is what the wagons were always there for. Thousand gold now being sent in behind. I think he's going to go for another artillery foundry. Yeah, good play there. So he's going to go for the artillery foundry so he can actually make good use of his gold. He's got enough infantry, just hasn't starting to dwindle on the artillery. But he may want artillery and a couple musks to try and push westwards through this just line of Russian blockhouses. Oh, massive Opry raid. This honestly could be CM big button territory to defend these villages. All of them. We're going to lose at least 8 here. These Oprys are so strong. So annoying to deal with. This is the moment you kind of drop a ward from here up to the north side. Just try and protect the entire map. That's brutal. 59 villas that he's had. Aiken 63, but he's lost 1,000 wood. That is stealable, that is. I think in a 1v1 sub game, you just have the capacity to go, yep, there's wood crates there, let's steal it. But here it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just carnage everywhere. Now, I know like the heavy fortification card is a great card to have, especially in this game mode, but when you've got 5 outposts and it's a very, very tradey, very bitty age 3 game, paying the 600 res to upgrade this to fortified is certainly worth it. It's certainly worth considering. That way you can spend still make more outposts with your other wagons, but they'll be certainly upgraded. Otherwise, could just send in advanced buildings for the extra HP. The attack on the fortified is nice. It's a 50% increase of attack. I think it's just the HP and the annoying stubborn buildings what makes outposts so strong in this game. Operate down to the south. Ezad must see these villagers. Yeah, he sees these villagers. I think that's going to be another line of inquiry. Yeah, he's gathering the food. Toxic play at its finest. Stealing your opponent's crates. Love it. Love to see that. Falcon must have been produced down to the south. I'm just concerned. There's a lot of mills here, and this is the main place where Russia's going to push in. And Opry's on mills is going to be in a bad time. So these villas up here are way safe, though. It's actually fine. Is Russia trying to wrap behind? It looks like he is, but he's only got a couple strats of musketeers. It's not actually enough. He's now building a train post, but I think he's using the control group or move military to position. Somehow these villagers, they're alive. Ezad hasn't scouted the mill. Oh, where's that musketeer going? Just imagine if he sees all that. That'd be brutal. Still no cavalry here whatsoever here from Ezad. Very useful for raiding, having a couple cav, but I think he just assumes that all the villagers in this quadrant, so I guess it's I guess there's no reason to suspect there's villagers there, really. Opera's moving down to the south, and this has to be another outpost, probably built in defensive position. Oh, you're going for mill. Okay, I like that. If it survives. But actually, it's the these don't have bonuses versus the wagons, and he's actually getting torn apart by the outposts. They're quite low. They're relatively low HP. Yeah, it's quite a nice play, actually. Falconets are risky. He needs to move them back into the line of outposts to cover them. If Aiken sees that, he's got to dive in. He's got to make some trade happen. But yeah, he's losing his base again. Pardon me. Oh, he does. He dives in, gets the 3 falconets, and gets out of there. We've seen a lot of falconets go down this game. Lots of artillery. Another Ville going picked off there. These Villes are like... How many Villes are here for... That's 17 Villes. That's about a quarter of the Russian economy. A lot of Villes just in this little section here, defended by the blockhouses, the Strats and the Musketeers. Culverin defense, Culverin outpost, a classic defenders gambit. I've just made that up there. It sounds absolutely terrible, but I kind of feel that Age of Empires has kind of moved into a Culverin meta. Just Culverin building. If you're making an artillery foundry, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to make Culves. I know my enemy's gone pure infantry, but I'm just going to make Culves because Culves protect my infantry from his infantry. So I'm just going to make Culves, and there's no real downside of ever making Culverins. Is essentially where I'm kind of going with that thought idea. 6 Cossacks now coming in from T. He must surely have a better card than 6 Cossacks. Yes, go for economic theory here. You're on 68 Villes. Chances are these only be colonial Cossacks. He does have boyars on them, so they're somewhat decent. Opera's getting mad raids on the top, though. It's still keeping Ezad's eco somewhat in check. Maybe trying to get the cut off here and trying to pick all of them off. A nice little pick there, but only one goes down. Maybe he attacked the Operas a bit too soon. But I think Aiken has his finger on the pulse there. Cree being built here by Ezad. Doesn't have the home Cree, though. Does he? What the hell? How's he built this? There's a British native TP in Russian's base. He's managed to get all the Comanche techs he needs. Hasn't got the upgrades one, which is it's only coining 10%, so you don't really get that money back when you in industrial and imperial. But even then, it's like on the redcoats that you get like 100 cheaper gold, and that's about it. It's not super significant. Yeah, these Cossacks are not doing as much as I hoped them to. They're kind of suffering to death by outposts. 45 attack per shot on these units, and they're going down. Infantry is just chilling out, ready to go again. The age up pin from Ezad's coming in behind, so he's looking to tech into probably Colv Royale field guns. Yeah, he needs the Colv Royale more than anything. He might not go into redcoats super early. Quite expensive tech that is, but he's pretty agent of the governor. Yeah, the Tycoon. I mean, yeah, so he's gonna get the gold for it. So yeah, he will have enough resources to get the redcoat musketeers in. Oh, he could go El Messi actually. El Messi always so good, and it's so satisfying to see them move in and clean up infantry formations. And you know, name a better combo in Age of Empires than Strelets and El Messi. These will get one hit killed. I think El Messi does 160 damage versus infantry, all infantry. I think it's a 4 times by 4 multiplier. I think it is. So yeah, Musks get 1 shot, Strelets get 1 shot. Maybe not Musks, they have a melee resist, but so you get the idea. It's certainly 2 bang everything, and that's going to be a good exchange. Ezad does see the villagers with his Hussars though, so he does notice some extra activity up there. He knows that the infantry and army is up the top, so he's going to push into the south when he can. 2 Falcons, 2 Colves, 3 rockets, card number 1, upgrade into... He's going into the King's Lifeguard Hussars. Excuse me, you got 37 musketeers here to upgrade. And you go King Lifeguards. That's an interesting choice. It's an interesting choice. I imagine this would be another stable then. Okay, he's got 2 stables here. He's actually going for a bit of a cav switch play. Could even go like guard goons with this artillery support that he has. There's the cherry pit. What's his outlaws here? Can't quite see. But I don't think he's going to be making anything from it. He just wants the extra gold income. A couple of CDBs coming out. It does have the HP tech as well. That's crucial. That's the crucial one. So these guys are very strong. King Lifeguard Hussars, 624 HP. Does have cav combat in. The thing is, before going King Lifeguards, I think he should have gone for Mercantilism from the church. Then he can just cycle through his, well, the 2 factories and the advanced heavy fortifications. You do have, I suppose, 7 outposts defensively. I mean, all the outposts here are defensive, but you'd certainly buff the fort in the middle as well. I suppose you don't need it here for the time being. But the extra falconets earlier, the factories probably could have paid themselves, probably could have paid off the mercantilism off by now anyway, to invest and just have a stronger economy to make up for it. I kind of don't like this whole struts go one side, muskets go the other side, because the muskets will just go up the north, the rockets will just turn onto the strutlets, and yeah, the hussars coming down, the muskets going to the, oh, the Bashkir ponies! Bashkir ponies! Since when has it been in H4? Since when has Aiken been in H4? That's huge. Okay, it's pretty strong. These are, oh, I guess these are somewhat. No, they're not guard. I don't think they're guard hussars. I think they're a bit low. Oh no, I suppose they are guard hussars. These are royal guard hussars with cav combat. Wow, that's a big one, but it's a lot of musks. Royal Guard Hussars to receive them as well, and Rocket Fire doing some great exchange in here. 65 vils here for Aiken. Ezad on 85. I think Aiken can feel that Ezad's a little bit ahead on the factory shipment progression as well. 1 factory is down. Arsenal's going behind. Wagon moving forward to start to move into position. I'm surprised you might see a couple of these outposts being deleted. Yeah, he's deleted 2 of them there. He wants to move forward and start to outpost creep. Earlier, if he exchanged. Oh yeah, this is the patch of siege archery. Yeah, it's not the new Spain patch, it's siege archery patch. Is siege archery even a good card? I don't think it probably is. It doesn't even matter. But advanced fortifications coming in now, and the thing is, starting town centre has been gone. It's deleted, so you can essentially ram any wagon you like in here and just shove in these heavy fortifications, nice and deep. Nice little play there, but the infantry is gone. The village is exposed. The resign's been called. The GG's been called, and wow, Ezad's win this one 3-0. So congratulations to Ezad for winning the Empire Wars Cup from the ESOC Grand Tour Season 3. Well played, well played. Now, there is more game. Is there more game? This is definitely the order. This is definitely the order, because I looked at the map pool. The map pool is map pool is New England. That was game 1 we did. India versus Ethiopia. Yukon, Brit versus Port. Dakota, Brits versus Russia here. That's 3 dubs there. California and Hokkaido afterwards. This is not game 3. You did send me a lot of recorded games, Aiken, but they were your games versus Yuki and versus Eagle Mutt. So I got like given like 8 racks. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be insane series. Everybody come watch. But once loading the stream up, I was just looking through the rest, going, this is versus Eagle. This is versus Eagle. Okay, this is not good. Oh, this is versus Yuki. I've seen this before. Oh, these are the games. Yeah. Yeah, this is the third game. Oh, yeah, this is the third game. Banter. Oh, well. Yeah, he's just showing great flexibility. And the thing is, I know for a fact that the skill level here, like, okay, great skill level has been shown. Let's not get it wrong, but the kind of ideas and theory and meta behind Empire Wars nowhere near being fully explored here. I would love to see some more events. I'd like to see this game mode being taken up by a few more players and maybe a bit more interest later on the line. Maybe once a month we might have an Empire Wars weekend or something to keep us going along.